Hey there, YouTubers. Again, I made some cold calls to Japan, and yes, not just to practice my Japanese language, but to also to gather some information before I head straight towards the city Fukuoka. Um, I've noticed some more hesitations, of course, accompanied by a bit of stuttering, though it's it's become less severe than it used to. So as a result, I like to share some some thoughts of mine with you guys. I think maybe, just maybe, I'm not a speech therapist nor a speech pathologist, so I don't have 100% accurate information regarding how to attribute A to B or B to C. I don't have that professional expertise or the empirical evidence gathered from practical experiments. So all I so so just I highly recommend that you take whatever I say here, whatever I said here, as simple, simple advice in general, and a bit of wild speculations. Um, and of course, you, I don't want to get my, I hate copyrights, and as a result, I don't want my video here on YouTube to be protected by copyrights whatsoever. You can use them as long as you quote the source, as long as you quote it originated from Francis and Dead, or from my channel, or simply quote the link to my channel. As long as you do that, I won't give a rat's ass about copyrights or copyrights infringements whatsoever. So sorry, I just got a bit of a sidelined or sidetracked. So back to the reasons why I think I lack confidence so much. Why do people like me tend to get hindered whenever we like to like to speak fluently as the vast majority of general population do? I think first of all, I like to attribute such phenomena to my abusive mother. Yes, and I'd hate to give you guys the victim act. Maybe for some of you who have seen, for some of you there who have, who watched or listened to several previous videos of several previous videos I made about my biological mother. Yes, so for those who have done so, you should have a bit of a vague idea on why I tell you that. I just couldn't help but start to attribute all those defects, those imperfections of my speech, of my thoughts, of my confidence to that woman, to that particular woman. Yeah. So I don't know, but after after my old man's death, I began to think, and I began to get even more worried, and naturally I think that should occur. That often occurs to people even who don't stutter, who don't lack confidence, who don't fear stuttering in front of people, especially strangers, especially you know, strangers and whatnot. Um, and you know, after his death, I just I just those all those massive actions on on higher levels ceased to flourish because I obviously um, due to you know due to the fact that I never stopped grieving or mourning my dad. So naturally my the inner fire of my motivation and confidence began to diminish as a result of mourning and grief. Yes, since I began to question the I began to question the meaning of working hard, of putting into effort onto certain thing, or practicing a language, or whatever things I'm learning and practicing. I begin to question the meaning, the underlying meaning of all those actions being taken, and as a result, I suppose that in turn diminished or kind of or even extinguished the the fire of motivation, the fire of, or the genesis of motivation and confidence. So on the other hand, I also believe that in order to gain confidence, you need to see some results. You need to see your effort, your hard work starts to bear fruits, so that you can see, you can have a sense of progress, if not sense of purpose. Since we all have we all like to have sense of purpose. We all like to give meaning to give meanings to whatever things we do, to whatever profession we choose. We all want happiness, peace, love, and stability. I believe the vast majority of people, they certainly don't want to live lives as nomads, including digital nomads. I also certainly don't believe digital nomads chose their lifestyles voluntarily. I due to due to various unseen reasons, and due to various causes and reasons that we don't usually tend to see straight away after we noticed the presence or the existence of a particular social group, such as digital nomads, online or digital entrepreneurs, MGTOWs, whatever. Excuse me. Due to the innate inability to generalize accurately about why things work, why things don't work, and why certain things happen, and why certain things never happen, as a result of whatever reasons we believe that might have caused certain things to happen and certain things not to happen. Yes. So maybe, yes, maybe speaking of how to gain confidence, there's another approach. It is to to learn as much as you can, to learn to learn about things, to learn about people. Yes, especially to learn things about people. Um, by having an ample amount of interactions, encounters with other people, it will you will begin to understand the underlying causes of why certain people behave in such manner to get what they want, or not to let certain things happen to them. So and therefore we can to a certain degree, to a certain extent, anticipate and anticipate the outcomes of planned action, or a planned input to a certain system, and then we can to some extent anticipate what we will get after certain actions being taken. And that's that's what I believe one of the one of the most crucial skills we need to equip ourselves with, we need to arm ourselves with, other than the ability to endure pain, the ability to overcome barriers of various kinds, such as geographical, geopolitical, language barriers, etc. You name it. I can pretty much give you my explanation, my own interpretation of why such barrier exists in this world, though not very accurately, because as I mentioned previously, all I gave you, you can simply take whatever advice, take whatever information I disclose here as general, as advice in general, as some wild speculations of my own. It may or may not work in your case. Unless you kind of look exactly the same as I do, or on the other hand, you kind of behave in the exactly the same manner or fashion like I do, under pretty much strikingly similar, or pretty much the same circumstances or personal situations whatsoever. So in short, I'd say having a family, or having grown up in a family that's full of defects, full of quarrels and disputes, will certainly sooner or later take its toll on the children of that family unit. Nevertheless, I'm not saying that means the end of the world, because so long as we can still do something about it, we can still to a certain extent choose how our life will end, how or where we can die, where we can enjoy our final moments of peaceful slumber and breath. Yes. So in short, that's pretty much all I can say, all I can advise you to do so far. And don't worry, I will do my utmost best to fulfill whatever missions or tasks God has assigned me to do. during this life, whatever. Yeah, so please don't forget to support me on Patreon. In case you feel like supporting me on Patreon, and in case you have any more questions, don't hesitate to post your comments or feedbacks below this video. I'd love to hear them, whether regardless of what you like to say about my video, about myself as a person. So long as you don't spam, so long as you don't mess around on my channel, I will listen. I will read all comments, all feedbacks. So thanks again for watching and listening. And maybe next time I will see you guys in Japan. In case God willing. So have a great day or great night. Bye bye. Sayonara. And mata kondo. Cheers.